Hey guys, Moose here. We are back with Stonehearth, and we have done a little bit more work on our tower here. And I capped it off. I don't think this is not the max height. As you can see in the distance, there's more stuff above this, but it's getting kind of crazy. And the thing is, I realized that if you look, there's really no way for me to easily get in here and do anything with the floors, so I can't really put anything in here easily. So it's going to be a little useless, unfortunately. I'm going to see what I can do about that, but Slice and X-Ray don't do shit to help with this, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do there. But I decorated it a little bit. No, that's what I want. Put some windows in. Honestly, I really don't like how it looks, but I don't see what I could do. I don't really like how any of the windows look, to be honest, on stone. Like, even this, I really don't like how this looks. Arguably looks better, but whatever. If we're gonna build a giant monument to our domination over hard mode, it should at least look ugly. It seems like most structures of that nature do. It's always the rich people's towers tend not to look that great. Personal opinion. But anyway, let's get this going. We can always tear it down and make a new one if we want to. 783 stone is needed for this, so we're going to be building this for quite a while, and we're going to immediately kick it up to speed 3 because this is going to take forever. But it will be fun. I always hit the wrong one. And we are also going to start digging more because we're going to need the materials. Okay. There we go. How far is this? 32, that looks like. Let's zoom in. My eyesight, I can't read that. 32. Okay. Yeah, we don't get anyone new. That's fine. But we're going to get a lot of new people after building that monstrosity. Guaranteed. There we are. Get some more stone coming in so we can use it. And just building the very beginning. Foundation's going up right now, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I think if you're going to do this, if you're going to build a tower like this, the main lesson that I've learned is you have to start doing the floors one by one. Like, you have to fully design each floor and make no changes to it after that before you build the second floor. And not build, I mean design. You really have to be systematic about it. And I regret not doing that because it could have been a lot more cool, but that would also take a lot more time to set up properly. But for now, this is fine. It's basically just a giant net worth block. Like, that's all we're doing it for. So in that sense, it's helpful. I will admit that it's ugly and not really in keeping with the town's aesthetic, but we'll remedy that later on. We're probably gonna... How did I do that? I did not mean to do that. What'll probably happen is we'll build another one over here maybe, and then demolish this one and rebuild it. With, you know, it's a learning process. We learn bit by bit what needs to be done to make them big. So please don't be too angry with me for building a giant ugly tower, but I did my best, I promise, and we'll get better. I also promise. But that's okay. Sometimes it's just about getting the work done. And this time of year in my profession, that's exactly what it is. It's not about doing it nicely. It's, at this point, with the quarter closing and the year closing, it's all about just getting it done. Don't look too closely at the details. We're totally out of... How are we out of jerky? That's crazy. Let's make more of this. We can make 50, so I'm just going to do 40. I don't think we need wheat for much else. And then we're going to go... just use up all our flour, and then we'll get more here as we make it. And what do we want to do with our vegetables? So we do have a lot of vegetables. We just make some stew. Make like 50 stew. Get rid of 150 of the vegetables. Help consolidate our inventory a bit. We're gonna have the main problem with this tower, and the thing that terrifies me, is technically windows count as inventory items. So what I'm worried is gonna happen is each window, and there's like 100. You saw that the Potter had like 164, I think, queued up last time we looked. Each one of those is like a slot, inventory slot taken up. It's not like the blocks where they're gone. They're actually like an inventory item, which is not really a good situation when you're already butting up against the inventory cap, but hopefully we're going to get some more people, which will raise our inventory cap. Yeah, you're going to be leveling up a lot. And I would be surprised if our Potter doesn't come out of this max level. But that's okay. They'll get there. It's good progress. It's good for the town to have this, even though it sucks that it's like kinda not really that great of a tower. It's kind of useless from a lot of perspectives. Let's see about selling some things. Well, we do have jerky. Oh, annoying. Said we didn't have any. Sell the beds. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. I don't think we need to sell anything else. There's nothing else I particularly want to sell. Let's check our blacksmith here. Oh, you're just about done. So let's use up all these. Getting there, but not there yet. I don't want to queue up any more of this because we're currently building them, so I don't want to mess with it. But we will probably say 3 of those, 3 of these. And then we're going to start making whatever tin is left and then the bronze. And we'll hopefully get a lot of levels out of that. Yeah, they're already putting the windows in. That's quick. Yeah, no windows on the first floor here because it's right up against the wall. Would have been a pain in the ass to place them, and frankly, there's kind of no point. First floor is almost done. I did leave space for a ladder inside. It's going to be a little bit weird to place it, but I'll do what I can. What is this? Like, come on. Why would you do it this way? This is not how you build. If this was Minecraft, you would not be doing this. Whatever. They'll get it done. We just have to trust them. I think there's going to be a lot of weird situations where they're like building scaffolding inside of the house, like going all the way up to the top floor. By the way, do not expect this to be finished anytime soon. It's going to be like maybe 10 episodes where this is being built. Doesn't mean we're not going to do anything else, though it is going to kind of make it difficult to do much else. But expect that to continue for quite a while, is what I'm saying. And I expect us to need... I just realized we're going to need scaffolding wood, so I'm going to kind of plant a whole bunch of trees and prepare, because we are definitely going to need that wood. Because if they are going to build the scaffolding on the bottom level and like try to build it all the way up, which I fully expect them to do, we're going to need a shit ton of wood. Otherwise, it's just all going to get tied up in the scaffoldings, and they're not going to be able to do anything. And that's, frankly, as things stand, that's exactly what I expect to happen. It's okay, that should do it for now. More will be helpful, but we don't need it right. Really? Really? Fuck you guys. Why did he have, like, so much freaking... Whatever. That guy got mowed down. Like, he never stood a chance. What was the trapper? He's cutting down trees? Trappers can cut down trees? Why are you... The asshole that I targeted ran to the back. That's bullshit. Yeah, fuck you guys. I am gonna ruin your fucking day. Yeah, they're toast. That's pretty much it for them. Focus down some of these guys. Just gonna make it easy on him, focus down a couple targets. I know I could go probably ignore him at this point and they'll finish it off, but I just don't want to take any risks. We already lost one person. Which is one of our older members too, I think. Alright. Fucking assholes. It's total bullshit. Should have survived that. Anyway, let's promote a new trapper, because we don't want to leave that just sitting there. You look good. No. Yes. There we go. Alright. Simple progress on the second floor is coming along. Not too much, but enough. And combat's almost over. Let's see. So I'm finally done with work for the, well, not for the year, but for the 2 weeks off that or the 2 days off that I have for the holidays. And then, of course, I mentioned this in one of the previous videos, but I'll be working... I probably won't actually be working this, but technically I will be scheduled to work for 11 days straight immediately after Christmas. Technically I could get called on Monday after, like, the day after Christmas as well, but that's probably not going to happen. I could see it happening, but they think they know better. I don't think they're gonna fuck with me. Not that I've like pushed back and yelled at people for calling me. I always just deal with whatever the issue is and then move on. But I could see them, they just kind of like after a while they recognize like, hey, just don't worry about it, we'll fix it ourselves. And they just resolve issues on their own, which is quite nice for me. I don't really know when that change happened or why. It's a little weird to me. So why isn't this getting placed? You have the stuff, so what's the issue? Okay, should be fine now. That wasn't the only one, there was one over here too. Nope, that's not the hotkey I wanted. That's... R should not be retreat. There we go. Okay. Yep, we got a new person, and net worth has also skyrocketed, so that's nice. Are we missing bearskin? Yeah, we're missing all these. Annoyingly. But I don't really know how they're supposed to be. Okay, just... normal? Normal, okay. I think that's right. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. It's indoors. I think I messed one of them up, but it's fine. How's our trapper doing? Yeah, working. Might want to make another trapper, but honestly, I'd kind of rather have them work on the tower here, because this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna continue for... Why are you sleeping there? Do you have a... Come on. Are you... You have a problem? Moon Pounder, level 2 botter, good. He's sleeping on a bush. It's so bizarre. There you go. Stop being dumb. There you go, yeah. It just glitched out, that's fine. But yeah, I probably won't get called. I'll just go into work Tuesday, 7:30 a.m., which is earlier than normal. Usually I start at 8:30, so I get an hour earlier, but then I also leave at 3:30, but I leave at 3:30, but I normally leave work at that time. But the perk is that I also would not have any work from home that day. Though, honestly, it might be a situation where I... Come on. Don't hang out over there. It might be a situation where I... Like, most of the guys go home at 3 or 3:30, but then there's more work to do after, but not for... Because basically what happens is they'll count stuff, and then I have to enter their counts and do adjustments based on their counts. So if they finish at 3:30, they hand me their info. It's 3:30, I can't just bail. Now I've got stuff I have to do. So usually, historically, what had happened, it'd be like, okay, we go from like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. or something, or like 6 even. It'd be, alright, great, you know, they're done, you can go, but then they're all leaving and I'm like, well, shit, I actually still have work to do. And I wind up staying there till 7. It's really not fun, because everyone else went home and they're all happy, and I'm just like, well, I got another hour's worth of work to do, so fuck you guys. At a certain, and the other thing is I can't come in late either because I'm the one who has to tell them what to count usually. This year it's better, but historically I'd have to sort everything and like hand out the assignment basically. Watermelon seeds, I think we already have those. I'm good. You guys are taking... Oh, they have healers, that's why. We're still killing him, but the healers are being annoying. Kill the healer first, man. It's not hard. Alright, now you're good. Yeah. Oh well, it'll get done. Right now I'm more worried about the cooking I have to do before then for family. I'm gonna make like 60 freaking crepes. It's gonna be out of control. It's gonna be delicious, but it's gonna be like way too many crepes. I'm not even sure I have enough, like crepes, probably if you get crepes, normally you get them, you know, at a restaurant or something, they're cooked when you order them. Because they're really quick to make. Like, individually, they're no problem. But, come on guys. Fucking, would you, like, listen to me when I give you a fucking order? Okay, okay, now you're listening because you accidentally killed the guy. That's fantastic. But yeah, they're really easy to make, so normally you just make them on the fly. But if you're making them, like, at home, usually you want to go, you make them in batches. Because then you don't have to worry about, alright, well I gotta, you know, grease the pan and cook them and all this shit every time you decide you want some. So, you know, I gotta do a big batch. And I gotta do a batch of 60. Realistically, it'll probably be like either 2 batches of 30 or 3 of 20. But, it's still a lot. And there's not really a good way to store them. You can store them, and usually, like, we use wax paper, but it's really not ideal. Because after a short time, they get, like, the wax paper melts a little, I think, and maybe it doesn't melt. It's actually usually more when it's in the fridge after a long time, so that's definitely not it. It's just something kind of rubs off on the crepes. It's just not very good. I don't really know how to explain it, but they don't go bad. The crepes are still good, but they're like less appetizing after a relatively short period of time. It's frustrating because I don't really know if there's another way that you can really store them. You don't want them on top of each other because they'll stick together and like break and everything, and that's bad. There's really no good option. I tried like just storing the batter once, but that didn't work well either. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Hopefully they just get eaten quickly. I don't have a shit ton of leftovers. But other than that, I gotta make like 2 or 3 pecan pies as well. That shouldn't be too hard though. Pecan pie is super easy. If you enjoy it and you've never made it, like if you're making the pie crust from scratch, it's a pain in the dick. But if you're not, it's super easy. So if you want to make it, give it a shot. It's really not that hard. You basically just kind of mix up a whole bunch of shit in a bowl and then pour it into a pie crust and then throw it in the oven. And then you're done. Very, very, very easy. Might as well harvest these. Check out how our mining is going. Pretty well. Never mind, not well at all. I always think that they're most of the way through it, but they never are. It's always right in the beginning. But yeah, thankfully I don't have to make the actual dinner stuff. I was thinking about making risotto and bringing that, but apparently another family member wants to do most of the dinner stuff himself, so that's cool. I trust his judgment. The guy, it's not like an ego thing. He's, I don't know, I don't think they're vegetarian anymore. No, they're definitely not. They eat rotisserie chicken. But they're like big into controlling their diet. So it's not vegetarian, but it's like a similar ethos, kind of. Like, really trying to control, alright, well, I'm going to have this on this day. Planning everything out ahead of time. I can't do that. So he's a lot more into it than I am. And my aunt, who's his wife, is also much more into it. But I like them both a lot, and they have good taste. They're not like, oh, well, everything should be kale. It's not those kind of people. They are hippies, but it's not like that. They actually have really good taste, and there's a few salads that they've recommended to my mom, who is the sister of my aunt, of course, that were really good. Liked them a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they make, because they're, despite the stereotype and what you might normally think of them, given what I've said about them being picky and hippies and like previously vegetarian and all that, they know what they're doing. They're pretty damn good in the kitchen, and I respect that a great deal. And I've learned a lot from both of them, I think. They have great recommendations and stuff, so... I tried kale on their well, not really on their recommendation, but it was like, oh, that's the new thing, like 2 years ago or whatever. It was shit. I wanted it to be good. I'd really like a, I thought about building a new house, but it seems kind of stupid while this is going on. I wanted a leafy green that I could eat warm, because like I want salad, but I also need hot meals. I don't just want to have cold meals all the time. Hot meals are much easier because you can have filling stuff with them. This should be going faster. Why the fuck are you guys idle? You have so much work to do. That is obnoxious. Maybe they're just glitching out of this building and I'll have to destroy it. That would be unfortunate. But that may be what happens. Are they out of stone? Oh, you know what? They're probably out of stone. That's all. Maybe not. It's hard to say, to be honest. But yeah, kale was shit. It was just real bad. I did not enjoy it at all. It tasted like shitty butter, basically. No, we're out of wood, I think. Yeah, if we're out of anything, it's wood. No, we have what the fuck? We have plenty of everything. What's the issue? Why are you idiots not building? Okay, they're working on it, but like incredibly slowly. Alright, whatever. We'll let them work on it. But yeah. Looking forward to it. A lot of dietary weirdness on that side of the family. And I'm not going to pretend I'm immune to it. I'm not vegetarian or anything like that, but I am super picky about what I eat, so there's that. But like, I have an uncle, cool uncle, he's kind of probably a big part of why I'm a nerd. He showed me Warcraft on his computer back when I was a kid, and that was like the most amazing Christmas ever. He was into D&D. I learned Python with him. Fantastic guy. Love that guy. And he was pescatarian, I think. Part of that's another thing with him I can relate to. I absolutely love salmon. So yeah, he's a pretty great guy. I don't think he's going to be there this year. It's mostly another part of the family. So it'll be fun anyway. But that will do it for this episode of Stonehearth. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care, guys.